Hi everyone, good morning, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate them. This is the daily forecast. It is a all signs reading, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. Nothing's broken or wrong. You're not on the wrong path or anything like that. It just may be not your reading at this time. You might be working on something different. This reading's originally created for Saturday, the 8th of April. It's not solely set for that date though. If you're seeing it on a different date, but it makes sense to your life or what you're dealing with, by all means utilize the reading when you see it. I do believe readings can be timeless and can find you when we need them rather than when they're created for originally. I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy. That's the Sunday reading, which is a layer of energy that's underneath this reading. So if you hear me referencing cards that you don't see in this reading, check out that reading because that's usually what I'm referring back to. Excuse me, I'm having I think an allergic reaction this morning. In that video, it populates in the lower left-hand corner of this video at the end, so you can check that out. For those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is just some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using during the reading, how to follow me on social media, either via my Instagram or my Facebook business page. Those would be places you would contact me if you want a private reading. Understand that I will not reach out to you to sell you a reading, so if anybody ever tries and says that they're me, it's not me. You have to instigate conversation regarding a private reading. And then also simple ways of supporting the channel. You can do so by hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell. I do put out daily content. And so also sharing out the video and leaving me a question or comment greatly help. I do read them all and appreciate them all. So let's get into this reading, and I'll just show you oh hey, Empress is on the bottom of the clarifying deck. That's a nice sign. So let's get into these cards and see what they want us to know for today. So our card today is the Five of Fire. So this would be that Five of Wands that we saw yesterday in the clarifiers. So what I think is, right out of the gate, whatever that situation was that yesterday we had the Strength card, it might be a little bit bigger today or a little bit more at the forefront. We might be facing it a little bit more or looking at it, right? It might be harder to avoid. It's a little bit more present. I don't think that this is a bad card. Oftentimes the Five of Wands indicates debate, competition, arguments, fighting, opinions, political fights, that sort of a thing. And to me, the Five of Wands sometimes offers a choice in the sense that, do we want to get involved in this? And I really get that sense with this card because although we see these lit up fairies around her, above her head, this one fairy is sort of the main fairy, the main fairy, is sitting there kind of almost meditative, just sort of looking at this going, do I really need to deal with this today? I kind of get this feeling like she's Calgon, take me away, in the sense where she's the kids, the fairy kids are driving me nuts, or whatever this kind of go around up here that's lit up and kind of excited or challenging or trying to engage us in ways that maybe we don't want to be engaged in. We don't have to jump into the fray, or assert our opinion or force the situation to be anything we don't want it to be, we think we need it to be. She feels rather calm to me. She actually feels a little bit annoyed when I look at her, but she understands her strength, and she also understands sometimes the best position is to maybe not take a position, but not necessarily try and force her position, is my feeling. And another reason why I say that is because the underpinning energy in this is the Knight of Pentacles from the Sunday reading. And the Knight of Pentacles is going to be extremely solid, dedicated, grounded. He's not going to make rash decisions or jump to conclusions or, not weigh out his options completely before taking action. So there might be things around us challenging us or asking us to like take a stance, make an opinion, make a choice, voice, get into the fray. We don't have to today. I feel like she's kind of sitting there going like, no, I'm just going to sit here on the sidelines and watch you all, stumble over each other or argue or fight or whatever, and I'm going to be clear on what it is that I need or how it is that I feel or what it is that I perceive. And that is also the strength of the Knight of Pentacles underneath this. He's not to be swayed. And the fives, as I've always said, are very transitory. So this won't last for long, even though it may feel like it's right up in front of our face today. It's right up trying to ask for our attention. We can put our attention on it. It looks like she's certainly aware of the situation. She's just not necessarily, in my opinion, she's not trying to control it, fight it, or win it in a way. She kind of knows who she is. She understands what she needs, and she is clear in that, right? So she can just kind of be solid in who she is and what she believes, right? Let's look at the Rose Oracle. Sorry, my nose is just like going to town. So this is the return, a new story, you decide, alignment, it's coming together. I think that decision is the clarity that she has here, right? Where she's not getting into the fight or the fray, not getting swayed or rocked. The return is probably the return to oneself or one's own truth. Remember, the grounding stone for this week is honoring or honor. And so honoring our truth, even in the face of a situation that might be going a little bonkers or left, is going to be key. And I like how this says it's coming together, alignment. If anything, we may not be aligned with the situations going on around us, but we're aligned with ourselves. And that's kind of what's most important to me. Seeing that Empress at the bottom of the clarifying deck. Oh, and funny, I saw her when I cut the deck, she was at the bottom and she went into the middle of the deck. Now at the bottom of the deck is the Emperor. So there's a little bit of a divine couple there, a little bit of masculine and feminine, empowered, authoritative energy, decision-making skills that should be empowered is my feeling. So let's look at the first clarifier and see what that is. Ace of Swords. My camera's being weird again and lagging. Ace of Swords, as I've said, we've seen this card this week. This is a clarity of thought, new thinking, new communication. It should be positive, oftentimes a yes card, in our thought, in our mind, in what we communicate, there's a clarity here. We might, our opinion may not be the popular opinion with this Five of Wands here, but we know what our opinion is and we're standing tall and true in it. The next card is the Six of Pentacles. This is about maintaining balance. I like that it's Pentacles coupled with the Knight of Pentacles underneath it. He does hold this scales here, which kind of aligns with the sign of Libra, and we did just have this full moon in Libra. Full moons are about release. If we're releasing a situation or something in our life that is causing us trouble, we're doing so, I believe, empowered, but we're maybe having to really rely on ourselves. The Six of Pentacles could indicate looking and seeking out situations, relationships, partnerships, friendships that support us, that we can equally support back, or finding that in our relationships today, and from there being able to speak and communicate clearly. The last card is the Hierophant. So he is about spiritual wisdom, and this is the Five of Wands, right? Wands being that element of fire is about spirit too, although the Five of Wands is not the most spiritual aspected card because it's usually about fighting or differences of opinions, collisions, that kind of thing. This Hierophant, to me, he's associated with the sign of Taurus, which again is an earth sign, which brings me back to not only the Six of Pentacles, which is this sort of seeking or maintaining balance within a situation, but also that Knight of Pentacles is going to be solid. The Hierophant is even more solid. This is about listening to our own spiritual truth and communicating that, even if it's just solely to ourselves, while moving through this situation. This could be about a return to the self or our own spiritual answers and acting from that place, right? And having that bring us back into balance. That can be the effect of the Libran full moon. Libra is a sign of balance and is represented by the scales. So we might be looking at letting go of a situation, or removing ourselves or stepping aside from a situation, and letting it play out as we stand in our own truth, our own strength, our own solidarity, our own sort of spiritual information and wisdom. You know, seeing the Emperor and the Empress this morning in just the bottoms of the deck as I was shuffling indicates, I think, very good energy for us. And I don't always reference the bottom of the deck, but the fact that the Empress popped out and then I saw the Emperor just speaks to the idea that we should feel, and the Six of Pentacles would be that sort of balance feeling. We should be able to, what's the word, like nurture ourselves, nurture situations, but do so from a place of definitive action, strength, intelligence, wisdom, not only mentally with the Ace of Swords here, but also spiritually with the Hierophant here, and see that sort of play out or take root, let's say, with the Six of Pentacles in the middle, right? Establishing balance, focusing on that balance, and doing so with a precision, a dedication, like, in other words, excuse me, I'm burping a little bit. In other words, don't allow other people's opinions, worries, stressors get in the way of what we know to be true, what we see as our truth. Stay in that sort of that return of that alignment to ourselves and our own inner truth, and use that to be your guide today. It still feels empowered to me. These clarifiers feel very empowered. It might just be that the outside situations around us are feeling a little bit disjointed, or like, I want to say we can be the calm amidst the storm of whatever's going on around us. I also think that this Five of Wands could be a decrease in the intensity of whatever the Tower was for us this weekend, or this midweek. So if there was a big shift or change, it may still be shifting and changing, but it's doing so in a more, I don't want to say smaller way, but in a way that's more manageable, because the Five of Wands would be a more manageable card up against the things that we're seeing in these clarifiers. Let's go to the grounding stone, see what that is for the day. And our grounding stone is vision. Maintaining a very clear, precise vision through the Ace of Swords and through the Hierophant and his truth. He's always higher spiritual knowledge. We have that knowledge within ourselves, and that might be what we're trying to honor this week, because honor is also underpinning this vision. Honoring and staying true to ourselves is going to be key today, even in the midst of whatever challenges us, right? And holding tight to that vision. If that vision is about more equilibrium in our life, or equality, situations that serve us rather than take from us, hold and ground in that vision that this is possible, that we can create this, that we, with our attention and our focus and our mental sort of strength and resolve, we can move towards this probably with more ease than we think, even if the situation is like a little bit, I don't know if bonkers is the right word, but it feels like it's not, with this fairy sort of centered here in the middle, although she looks kind of like over it, like, Jesus Christ, I wish the kids would calm down, she's centered. You know, she's not necessarily up there swatting at the other fairies or the lights above her that are like all lit up and like agitated. She's just kind of waiting for everything to calm down. She's being patient. She's listening to her own truth, keeping sight of her own vision of how she wants things to be, or how she knows things need to be or should be for herself. Okay? And from there, she takes that action, or, you know, even with the Knight of Pentacles underpinning this, and the Hierophant being a pillar card and represented by Taurus, action could be a little bit slow today, physical action, but the actions that we do take are going to move us towards balance, equal give and take. And we're going to be, my feeling is we're going to be really true and clear in what we need to do, say, think, focus on, and envision for ourselves to maintain that balance or create more of that balance, right? The return to the self, the alignment, the truth that is within us needs to be honored and needs to be held at the forefront no matter what we're facing, is my feeling with these cards and what's being said. I can't believe the week's already over and we're at the 8th. We have a new Sunday reading tomorrow. Please tune in to see what the new weekly looks like. For those of you, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, leave me a question or comment if these readings are making sense. I do appreciate that. And share the video out. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow to see what the week has coming for us. Have a wonderful day and take care. All right, bye-bye.